Hello, dear tribe. Get your drink and let's have a chat. Just imagine this for a second. You just left college or you left university because you completed, right? And then you get employment, your very first employment. Okay. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months down the line, you apparently want to leave your parents' house. Will you be able to afford a debt-free lifestyle with such a decision? I don't think so, especially for us in Africa or most of our black households. You know, your parents will not buy those furnitures for you unless definitely you guys are well off. Let's just ignore that sound, guys. I live close to where they fix cars. Actually, my neighbors, they fix cars, and I need this natural light, so I cannot close my door. Let's get back to business. And you just got your first job. You already want to leave your parents' household. Will you be able to live a debt-free lifestyle? I really don't think so. And you decide that you want to buy your furniture on credit. Ooh, that screams bad decision. You know, because you're already dragging yourself into credit. With that being said, guys, I'm Claudia Paulus, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dear Tribe. For those that are just seeing me for the first time, please do consider subscribing if you like this video, and become part of Dear Tribe. Otherwise, just enjoy the video, guys. Let's all enjoy the video. If you stick along long enough, you will get to know a lot of the ways us in our early 20s or late 20s get into debt, and how we can prevent unnecessary debt. And you'll also hear my life story. I have been 5 years in the industry. 4 years in the industry, 4 years in the industry. And up until now, I'm still living a debt-free lifestyle. Definitely a life free of unnecessary debt. Unnecessary debt. Remember that. There is unnecessary debt, and I'm currently free of that. But let me just say, at the moment, I don't have debt at all. I've never had debt at all. Okay? And I want to keep it this way for as long as I can, until I get to a point where I really need debt to either make a business, to buy a house, or to buy something that I know is worth the money. So let's get into the video, guys. Let's deep dive into the video. I have about 4 things or 5 things that I know are ways that we in our early 20s, or even those in their late 30s, early 30s, get into debt. The very first one being purchasing things on credit. Okay, that's why I had this example of you get your first job and you already want to move out of your parents' house. What does that mean for you if your parents will not help you with the furniture for your first apartment? Which we very well know that most of us, our parents don't do that. Especially most of us in our African households. Our parents definitely don't do that. So that means you get your first job or you get your apartment, and most of us, this is what we decide. We buy everything on credit. The sofa, the fridge, the bed is on credit. You are already dragging yourself into debt at such a early stage in you starting your life journey. Let me say your financial life journey, which I think is a very bad idea, because now Most of us don't know how hire purchase works, which is the credit that we use when we are buying these furnitures mostly. Because you would buy a furniture, or let's take a couch. You'll buy a couch for that costs, the cost price of that couch is probably 5,000. Then you decide to buy this couch on a hire purchase for a payback period of about 2 years. That's mostly what they take, 2 years or 3 years. And then in the end, you'll end up paying close to the full amount of the cost price. Meaning you end up paying an interest of about 4,000. Is it really worth it? Instead of you just staying in your parents' house for an extra probably 2 years while you save up your money to go and buy your furniture and have at least about 6 months or rent amount or rent fees stored already, so that even though you probably moved out of your parents' house and you happen to lose your job, you can still afford to stay in your apartment. But most of us do not think of this financial stuff when we are deciding. We are just being very irrational. We just want to move out. We just think of the freedom that you get when you are in your own apartment. But I mean, let's start putting finance into most of our life decisions, because finance is almost in all of them. Okay, number 2, the other way we get into debt in our early 20s is we decide to build a credit score. We tell ourselves that, no, I need to start building a credit score so that I have a record of credit whenever I want to get a big amount of money from the bank, for instance, to buy a car, to buy a house. But is it necessary if you very well know that in the next 4 to 5 years you will not need a credit score? Is it necessary to get those credit cards that we drag ourselves into just with the aim of apparently building a credit score? I don't think it's necessary, guys. So let's really look into these things whenever we are deciding to get credit cards. The third thing is we decide to buy cars way too early. Imagine you just have your very first job. That's your very first year of working, and you already want a car. You probably didn't even assist out at home well enough. And for that matter, you want a car that is way above your pay grade. Oh, guys, really drag ourselves into things, things that we can avoid if we know better. That's why I'm here to share this with you guys. So let's just avoid buying cars that we cannot afford, and let's avoid buying cars in our first year of work, because I very well know that you did not save up enough, not even in your emergency fund, but you're already running to buy a car. And I think it's better you take taxi if you work far, because in the end, the amount of money that you get to use per month or per year with cab is way less compared to you having a car. Believe you me, I have one, and it's a second hand for that matter, and it's costing me money. But the good thing is I did not buy it on credit. Okay, the fourth thing that we do, sorry guys, I just have to look at my notes. So I talked about purchasing a car. I talked about getting an apartment way too early. I talked about credit cards for the sake of a credit score, and then cash loans. This is one thing I had left out. Most of us go for cash loans to fund an event, or to fund a dress, or to fund hair. Why would you do that? It clearly just shows that you cannot afford it. The fact that you cannot buy this petty stuff cash just shows that you cannot afford it, and you should stay away from them. until you can actually afford them. Or you should save up so that you are able to buy cash, or rather lay by. Guys, you can lay by. What I want us to do here is to be aware of our finances and be able to really decide to save consciously, and decide to invest our money consciously, and decide and actually stay away from these easy and fast gratification decisions that we have, that end up ruining our financial lifestyles. Because I know most of us want to get to a point of financial freedom. I really know that. But how will we get there if this is how we think about money? If this is the decisions we make when we think about money? Okay, let me tell you guys my story as to how I have achieved a debt-free lifestyle after school. Not school, but after varsity. And I've been working for about 4 years now. In all those 4 years, I've really stayed away from unnecessary debt. The very best thing that made sure I stayed away from this is because I was conscious about my finances from the very first salary that I got. I knew that I do not want unnecessary debt. If I'm to get money, it's either for funding a business, if I'm to get money from an outside source. That's now maybe the bank, cash loan, wherever. It's for funding a business that I know in the long run will be able to make me more money in the end, if it works out. Definitely, we cannot avoid risk completely, but it should be a worthwhile risk. All right. Yeah, that's how I've achieved a debt-free lifestyle. I was conscious about it. So when I started working, I stayed at home. I stayed at my parents' home for about 2 years before I moved out. I did not move out willingly, even though I wanted to move out after those 2 years. I really wanted to move out because it can be a drag. But sometimes you can delay the gratification of you moving out just to save up more money, so that when you move out, you are able to fund yourself. And luckily, I moved out after 2 years, but I was still able to fund my couch, my fridge, my TV, almost everything in my place, debt free. I was able to buy them all cash because I had saved up so much. But looking back, I think I was supposed to stay for an extra 3rd year as well. Yeah, but we make decisions, guys, and we learn from them, or we tell others what to consider when they are making decisions, because we have experience. But in the end, everything is working out. I still live a debt-free lifestyle. I have a second-hand car, which I have spoke about in this video, but I bought it all cash. I'm not bragging, but I'm just showing you guys that it's possible. For you, or for some of you guys, it might not take 2 years, it might not take 3 years, but just save up. And it might take 4 to 5 years for you to get a car debt-free. Just save up. But if it means you need to buy a car earlier, and you looked at your finances and it's not a loss, who am I to stop you? You can go ahead. I just want to share that it's possible, guys, to live a debt-free lifestyle, which is something that we need to be craving for as people in our early or late 20s. And even those in their 30s, even actually everybody. Something that we need to be craving for. Apart from the necessary debts, because they are there. With that being said, guys, we came to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and guys, if you have if you have topics that you want me to talk about, do drop them in the comment section below. And if you feel like I left out a topic or I left out something that I was supposed to share within this video, please do drop it in the comments so that I'll have a look. And yeah, you never know, it might be worth a video. With that being said, guys, take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. Ciao. And I left out this disclaimer, guys. I should have left out the disclaimer. I'm not a financial expert. If you need financial advice, do go to a financial advisor who is registered with NAMFISA. That's now in Namibia. If it's in other countries, just to seek out a financial advisor who is registered with the financial body in your country. Otherwise, I'm basically just sharing my experiences and my learnings. Bye, guys.